What's up guys, KevinJSI here, and before the video starts there are a few things I wanted to talk to you guys about. First off, this video that you guys are about to see, it's in a little bit of a different style compared to videos I've done in the past. It's almost like a podcast style video. There aren't any crazy edits or anything like that. So I want you guys to let me know if you like this sort of content with these longer videos that aren't as edited as much. And second of all, we had an issue with the recording for some of the clips, so you're going to see some gameplay footage over like 2 or 3 minutes during the video. So if you wonder why it switches to gameplay in the middle of the video, that's why. Anyways, enjoy the video. What is up guys, KevinJSI here, and today I'm with my friend
Dom, also known as Double D. What's up?
and today we are going to be reviewing Final Fantasy VII.
You finally did it. Let's get a round of applause, dude.
I know.
I'm so proud of you.
Only took me a month or two to beat it.
Only a month.
This video is going to be split into 2 parts. This first part that you're watching right now is going to be on my channel, but the second part's going to be on Dom. So be sure after you finish watching this to check out his channel and check out that video.
You get the full review.
So let's get started.
Let's get started.
How I usually structure these reviews, I'm going to talk about the gameplay first.
Alright.
And overall, in Final Fantasy VII, I was very satisfied with the gameplay, but there are a few things that I would like to
Yeah. It's a
critique.
good system, but there's definitely a few tweaks that have to be made.
So I'll start with the pros. First with the gameplay. I love the customizability there is, like with all the materia you have.
Oh, yeah,
So,
materia.
with the materia, I love the materia. The materia is great because it gives you so many options. I love being able to customize all those things and like trying to figure out different ways you can, fight the enemies by.
The only pairs that you use were what? All and element?
You use the all materia and an element one a lot. So
You didn't use double or quadro cut, did you?
I don't. Wait. Double cut was the one that you could use to like attack twice.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I used that one.
And then there's quadro too.
I didn't even know there was
There's
quadro.
quadro.
Yeah, I did use double cut. I put that on Cloud.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, the materia is so great. I love the materia in Final Fantasy VII. So that's definitely, I think, the biggest pro I have that I love about it is like how many options the player has.
Yeah.
And like how you have to use strategy going into these boss fights, like after you die, and it's like you have to figure out, okay, how can I change the materia I used so that I can better fight against this boss.
Did you have to change materia?
I changed materia for certain bosses.
Oh, okay.
Well,
obviously.
Because I would die, and then I'd see, okay, well, this one uses a lot of this element, so I have to put like elemental or give him like a band that protects against fire or something like that.
I don't know. I never really had the issue of it, but that's probably because I played completely different than you.
I was a little bit lower level when I was going through all these.
And that's perfectly fine.
I don't think there was anything wrong with the real-time turn-based combat.
Oh, that took some time to get to adjusting.
It did take time to adjust to it, and I think that it was very unique.
Very.
And I thought it was great. But there are some things that stem from the real-time combat, the real-time turn-based combat that I didn't really like. And because I played on like the original version.
Yeah, you played original.
I didn't have like any of like the things they added, like speeding things up or like turning off like auto combat and stuff
I didn't have auto combat on, but because I played the PC version, I was able to get a program to run my game faster to make like the load times go quicker, so I didn't have to sit in battles long.
Yeah, because that is one thing. The battles were so long sometimes.
When you got to the final boss and Genova was playing those animations of the planets, dude.
3 times I had to watch that animation, and then afterwards it's like
I had to watch it like 8 times, cause my game crashed in the middle of the fight, and then I had to go back and redo the fight.
Speed of the battle, I think, could be faster, and they did fix that in the newer versions. So I guess that complaint kind of doesn't really work anymore. Yeah. But when I was playing, that was an issue I had with it.
Yeah. Also, we're talking a lot about combat, but what about movement? Like moving around the world.
Moving around the world. First with walking. Walk speed was, fine, because the whole idea of it was getting better
things so you
Yeah.
can move faster. So I understood that. I mean, it's slow and tedious because you
Mhm.
have to fight battles every like 10 seconds, but I mean, I understood why they did it.
Yeah.
But like I felt like you never really had to walk that far because you either got
Yeah.
like some mode of transportation in order to make it faster.
Or you're just like when you're at the actual like story objectives, then
Yeah.
it makes sense.
Yeah, go traveling around the world and walking and all that wasn't really a big issue. I thought that was fine.
Yeah, definitely.
And like you could choose to either have the fixed camera or
Mhm.
the camera that follows
rotating.
you. Yeah, the rotating one. So I thought that was fine. So
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints about
It was just like
Mm.
something that I thought of.
Yeah.
Because especially like while you're in the overworld, I feel like walking and like finding where to go was kind of hard
Yeah,
as well.
that was hard finding where to go. There are a few times I had to Google where this
like
place
especially
was.
where when you're getting to Aerith's house in the slums, like there was like the little pathway on the side. I didn't know that existed. I had to like walk around for an hour. Then I said, I'm giving up. I'm looking this up on YouTube. And then I saw that this guy was like going to the side, and I'm just like, that existed?
Yeah, I didn't have that issue. I found her house right away.
Oh my God.
um, but like navigating the world, like once you got to where you needed to
Yeah.
go, I thought it was not that hard to navigate the actual worlds, and except for like when it was purposefully hard, like certain puzzles, like in Wutai, for example,
Yeah.
where it was like you didn't really know, like you were looking for Yuffie, and you kind of just had to walk around and figure it out.
Oh, like where you're scaling the mountain, you mean?
No, I mean like
Oh,
when
in the town.
Yuffie stole your materia and she was like
Okay.
hiding in different places
Oh,
in the
yeah.
town. But that was purposeful to be
Mhm.
difficult. So
Yeah.
and I thought that was good. I was fine with
Yeah,
that.
true.
It took a while, but that was the whole point. So yeah, with
Anything else on topic of gameplay?
climb speed. I hated the climb speed. I thought it was way too slow.
Yes.
Way too
Climb
slow.
speed.
Because there are sometimes you have to climb the ladders
Mhm.
or rock formations forever to climb them.
And so was like the drop down animation too. Like especially at the start of disc 3 where you're going into the crater
Yeah.
and like you had to drop down,
Yeah, that-
run, drop down, run.
That was a little on the
It was annoying.
Yeah, that was not great. Not really. That feels like that covers most.
That's
of
pretty
the-
much gameplay.
Yeah, the gameplay for the most part.
All right, now the topic of story.
The topic of story. So, the story is a lot, which is good.
Cuz it's a lot
It's
like to dissect and
it's a
you
lot to
obviously
dissect.
have emotion with it.
Exactly, and it does help build your relationship with all the characters
Yeah.
and all that. But it is also too much at
It
some
is.
points.
It's a 500-page novel that barely touches the surface.
It becomes almost too confusing at some points.
Yeah.
But I mean, the trade-off of it being confusing and having such an in-depth story that like the people playing can connect to, I think it's a fair trade-off.
Yeah, it gives it emotion.
Like,
But like with Cloud, it was like, "Hey, I'm a Shinra guy. Hey, wait, I'm not a Shinra guy. Hey, wait, I'm friends with Sephiroth. Oh wait, Sephiroth's my enemy. Oh wait, this happens. Now there's a guy named Zack in the mix."
yeah, it's with Cloud. The Cloud's story when it goes from ex-Shinra soldier to finding out that he wasn't an ex-Shinra and that he was made 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And that his entire backstory is fake, and then finding out that he just ended up not being like a Shinra, like he was just a regular Shinra recruit.
Yeah, and
And
he was
not in
trying to
soldier.
become a guy, but under Sephiroth,
Yeah.
but then it proved that he wasn't like made for it.
Exactly. So all those things, like I felt, were almost. It was a much. It was a little much.
And there was like Nibelheim like burns 7 different times in the story, and
Exactly.
you're like, wait, why is this happening again?
Exactly, and why is Nibelheim still there?
There, yeah.
And they don't really explain it that much.
I mean,
like, you have to Google it.
yeah.
And I'm sure, like I said, they probably explain it at some point in
definitely.
the game, but because the game is so big,
You need a historian to dissect it.
you just don't have the time to go talking to every single like NPC
Yeah.
to figure out what happened.
Because it's like, if you were invested enough, you could.
You could.
But at the same time, the average person's just going to want to, like, know kind of what's happening so they can feel the emotion of it.
Like, I don't mind that the game went that much into depth. I just wish that the reasons and
Yeah.
more explanation was woven into the natural storyline
Mhm.
rather than
Yeah.
having to go off on so
Mhm.
many different tangents to figure out what happened.
Also, I feel like in terms of the story, disc 1 was like super slow.
Yeah.
And then right towards the end, it spikes.
Yeah.
And then disc 2 again starts off slow and then spikes towards the end of disc 2, and then disc 3 is just
All.
disc 3.
Yeah.
It's all story and good.
Yeah, but there were definitely lots of parts in the game in disc 1 and 2 where I was like,
Just get it done.
Can I just get to the next part?
Yeah. Like pretty much in disc 2 the whole like ice area getting to the crater.
Yeah, that was like why? Like
Yeah.
why'd they have
And there wasn't even much story there
Exactly. There really wasn't.
cuz it was just a barren ice land.
Just had
That's
to
it.
that was yeah, that was it. That was probably one of the worst parts of the
It
game
was.
story-wise. Yeah, some parts of the game are a little slower than I would like. That's for sure. Like there are no points in the game where I think the story went too fast.
Yeah.
Like I don't think
It's either nicely paced and like good, or it's just slow. And you kind of just ride it out because you have to.
Exactly. The game does have some poor pacing at
Yeah.
certain points for sure. Oh, one thing also with the mini games. Like what do you think
Oh,
about
gosh.
like the different mini games in the story? Like
yes.
like the snowboarding one and like
That's what
stuff
I was
like
thinking that we were gonna get to there. But the snowboarding one was kind of fun. It was like different, but I don't know if I'd do it again.
that. See, I have the complete opposite. I hated it. I was like, I'm spending 5 minutes snowboarding.
Yeah, it was so
Like,
long too.
What is the point?
I think they even had a timer in there, and I was
Yeah.
like, this timer's
Like,
just going up and
I
up.
don't like. Do you get like a reward for finishing in a certain amount of time? Like I didn't
I
think
don't
there
think
was.
so.
Like I thought it was just you go down this snow path.
Okay, but on the complete opposite, something that's super bad, something that was super good was the driving sequence with the motorcycle in Midgar.
Oh yeah.
When you leave.
Yeah, the
was
motorcycle
good.
stuff was awesome.
Because it was like
I'll give
full
them
of
that.
action,
Yeah.
and like you had to protect the car with your other party members.
Yeah, I'll give him that. That was
one was good.
one of the better mini games for sure.
Then there was Chocobo Racing. Because you had to do Chocobo Racing required as one part, but then before it was just like, hey, you can always just chill in the
Yeah.
Golden Saucer.
Yeah, the Chocobo Racing was okay.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't.
I had to look it up so I knew how to play it,
Yeah.
because it was either like you had to find a way to like manually take control so that the jockey doesn't like mess up the race.
Yeah. Yeah, the Chocobo Racing I thought was just fine. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything special, but whatever.
And then there was the Battle Gauntlet in Golden Saucer as
Battle
well,
Gauntlet, yes.
which
I liked the Battle Gauntlet.
yeah, alone
Because
with Cloud.
the thing with the Battle Gauntlet was it was basically just the regular gameplay,
Yeah.
but just you were challenged in some
Yeah,
way.
you were challenged by just having Cloud, and it was
then,
like
they took certain things
yeah,
away.
they took certain things and made it progressively more difficult, which was good.
Yeah, I liked that. That was one of the things I did like.
What else was there? Oh, the submarine game.
Oh, the submarine game was a waste of time.
Yeah, it was like 20 seconds long
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
All you
They
did
gave you
was-
10 minutes and you beat it in less than a minute.
Yeah. Which was really dumb.
But on the other hand, the train one.
Oh, you hated the train one. It was super easy for me.
That was not super easy for me, man. The train one took me forever. And
don't
I
get it.
finished with just enough time to spare.
How long was it again? Like 10 minutes?
You got 10 minutes to do the entire gauntlet.
I finished in like 4.
Yeah, I finished it in like 9 minutes and 30 seconds.
Don't get that. I really don't get that.
Like it might maybe because I did it earlier than you.
Maybe. Well, you didn't do it earlier. You just did it lower level.
Lower leveled.
Because I had like stronger materials and all
Yeah.
that other stuff.
Because I had to do it. I did it like 2 times first, and like I had to figure out like their weaknesses and stuff, and
Yeah.
then after that I could like equip different materia that
Mhm.
would deal more damage against this enemy.
Well,
or
that's another
whatnot.
part of the gameplay section where you were saying
Yeah.
how it, you adapt to the fight.
Adapted to it. Yeah. So that's one big thing
Mhm.
that I did like, but that was definitely a challenging one. And I didn't say that I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It's just that it was hard.
Yeah.
It was definitely much harder than all the other mini games.
Definitely,
Okay.
for sure.
Also, freaking Sid's rocket ship thing where you had to enter the
What?
code.
Wait. Oh, yeah. I just looked it up.
You looked up, bro. The hints you were giving were so bad. I was like, bro, I have 3 minutes to guess this code, Sid. Please. I got it.
Yeah.
But on the first try. thankfully, because I wasn't trying to go through that entire rocket ship animation again.
Yeah, it was like launching it, and then you were like in space.
Yeah, that one was just annoying. Like,
Well, it's definitely forgettable because I forgot it.
it was unnecessary. It was
Yeah,
unnecessary.
Definitely.
If you talk about a lot of negatives, you should talk
Positives?
Some positives.
Well, we definitely did say a lot of positives earlier, but I mean, one of the main positives was just how much emotion that they could put into it, because you know when things were low, you could feel that things were low, and when things were like super amped and like they were ready to go, you felt ready to go, and you're like, okay, let's keep playing.
Yeah. The character building as well, I thought was done so well in this game with the majority of the characters. I'd say the majority.
Especially like Ares, how you like start off not knowing her,
Exactly.
but then she like really grows on the party.
She does grow.
And then she only grows to a certain point.
Yeah, only to, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think I was ever so sad about a video game death than I was when Aerith died.
Spoiler, by the way.
Spoiler review, bro.
Sorry.
Spoiler review.
Spoiler review.
But I think that got to me.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was crying. I don't listen.
I think I was freaking out, but I don't think I cried.
Like, because when I play video games, like when I watch movies and TV, I don't get like super emotional, and I like don't cry a lot of parts. But when I play video games, like especially when you're invested in the game.
Oh, for sure.
I was invested in Aerith because she was one of the 3 characters I was using in my party.
Yeah.
So that was less the reason why I was sad, but there was a little more reason there because I lost one of my best units. But just when I play a video game, I do get very emotional at some points. Like, it's not rare for me to cry while playing a video game. It's not rare.
It's not. It's normal.
I cry a lot when I play video games. It's just... And then when you throw, like, the most emotional game I've played, with the most emotional death in a video game that I played, with the most emotional song in the video game, all at the same time, man, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah. But wait, like, what'd you think about, like, the movies? Like, how it was pre-rendered cutscenes?
Oh, the cutscenes?
Yeah, because...
It looks like for the... Disc 1 and Disc 2, they're like, hey, let's throw this mumbo-jumbo together. And then in Disc 3, they're like, let's put all our time and money into this one 3-minute long cutscene in Disc 3.
Well, I mean, Disc 3 was literally just the ending fight.
Yeah, so that's why they could have so much more, like...
Because, like, the movies themselves, I feel like they did a good job to show emotion.
Yeah.
Even though the characters themselves don't have facial expressions, they're only, like, blinking. But, like... You can, like, tell what's going on, and you can piece it together yourself.
Yeah. And
it was definitely a good part with the films.
Yeah. There weren't a lot, but where they placed them was very well done. Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
If you had to put a number on the game, what would you say, like, out of 10?
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Give it a 9.
Yeah, I was going to say a 9, too.
Even though there are a lot of problems with the game. There are a lot. Mm-hmm. And they're obvious, but because there are so many good things that they do with the game, and then you have to take into account that this game was made like over
1997.
Yeah, over 20 years ago this game was made.
23.
And it developed such a great story, like
it's definitely set a standard for the PS1 area.
Yeah.
Or era, Jesus.
Yeah. Bro, it set a standard for all RPG games to come. I think that wraps up my discussion with Dom for Final Fantasy VII.
I think that about wraps it up.
Be sure to check out the second part of this review on Dom's channel right after. I'm going to link it. It's gonna be like either here or here. It's gonna be in a card somewhere. Check it out.
We're going over music, we're going over the characters, and we're going over random encounters. Those 3 pieces, there's so much to talk about there.
I expect the exact same number of views on this video as there is on Dom's video.
I don't know. I think I'm going to get more.
Okay. Well, give him more then, okay? There better be more, okay? We need more. So, thank you guys for watching. Be sure, please like and subscribe. And
I'm coming after you.
See you guys. Peace.
Peace.